All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight on this amazing Wednesday evening. It's still Wednesday evening, even on the East Coast, just for a little while longer. It is 11:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8:47 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here in my neck of the woods in the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area. And before we get to it, and I'll explain what happened. OBS failed to connect to stream on Facebook. Why? Let me see. I'm sorry, folks. I had failed to disconnect on Facebook. Let me just check. Oh, I see. Give me a second here. Oh, boy. All right, folks. Stand by. I need to redo this real quick. I'm going to come back on the same link in just a few minutes. So, all right, let's try this again. I'll explain to you folks what happened. I should be back live on YouTube and now also live on Facebook. Let me just make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. I know the YouTube notification did go out earlier, and the back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. Actually, I don't think I am live yet on Facebook. All right, let me just enable manual mode. Let's see if we're actually live on Facebook now. Let me try this one more time. I just killed the Facebook broadcast. Sorry, folks. I'll explain what happened here in just a second. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, let me just try this one more time here and see if it actually works. Okay. It looks like we are finally live on Facebook. I'll explain what happened. I've just had so much going on to set up my new laptop and camera and all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. Queen, can you hear me clearly and see me clearly on the YouTube side of things? I'm going to check out Facebook right now and just make sure that it's running smoothly. All right, let me just try this one. Queen, can you hear me clearly and see me clearly on the YouTube? Okay, we're rolling on Facebook. What happened, folks, was I set up my Facebook live stream, and typically by default, it'll use my same streaming key I use all the time, and it got unticked by mistake. So I had to shut it down, create a new broadcast, and basically set it to use the stream key. So looks like we're good, and we're back on YouTube. If you watched the beginning of this show, or if you watched the replay, or you're watching the replay, you're going to see the first part cut out and spliced back into this part here. It should all make sense. I had an issue with my setup. That was my fault on the Facebook side of things, and now we're good to go. So that is that. Let me just also make sure that YouTube is rolling smoothly. Just for, just to make sure. On the Facebook side of things, and now we're good to go. All right. And earlier tonight, I had an issue because I did some readjustments. My green screen was off, and there was a bunch of static on my screen right when I was about to go live at the normal time, so I had to sort that out. We should be good to go from here on out into the future. My apologies once again. for that, folks. Also, before we get right to it, let me pay special props once again to this channel sponsor on the YouTube side of things, and even also on Facebook or wherever else my content is at. My sponsor is none other than the great Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. Troy is a branding and marketing expert. If you need help branding and marketing your business, if you're a YouTuber and you need help with your branding and marketing, if you're an entrepreneur on another platform or in a different way, in any way, or if you run a business, brick and mortar, or whatever it is, Troy can help you brand and market your message unlike anyone else that I've seen. He has the best resources, and he's also the most reasonably priced. And there's no one I trust more than Troy on that aspect. He also has several products and services to offer businesses and consumers, necessary products of the highest quality with the most or through the most trusted professionals in the industry. So if you'd like to connect with Troy, go below the description about a third of the way down the YouTube side of things, and you'll see a couple of links there. The top link is the link to the main site, discovercommunitynetwork.com. If you are on Facebook, go to the Facebook search bar and type in Discover Community Network, and it'll take you right to the Facebook business page. And from there, you can figure out how to connect with Troy. Or if you'd like me to do a personal intro through email, I'd be happy to do that. And we can even set up a free short consultation with Troy. And I can be involved in that consultation as well if that makes you feel more comfortable. So if you want to do it that way, go to the description on the YouTube side of things and in the description section on Facebook and find my email, Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com, and email me and I'll set it up for you very, very easily. Troy, once again, thank you very much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of my business, my YouTube channel, Facebook, or wherever else I put out my content. You're an amazing person. All right. So let's get right to it here, because I don't plan on being on too terribly long. This is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. And I'll tell you honestly, there are still a bunch of trolls that are trolling me. I pretty much know where they're coming from, and I'm just going to come out and say it because I really just don't care anymore. I'm an honest person. They're coming from the mid-30 millennials side of things. And a lot of it's coming from him personally because he is the most jealous, insecure, immature person I've ever met in my entire life. And I really wish that he would change that to better his life. I'm going to share a little bit more about him in a little bit. Now, if you're new here, you're not going to know about the people I'm talking about. I'm not going to even mention their names. I'm just going to refer to them as the mid-30s millennial. And another person I'm going to refer to is the news reporting guy, which is one of the main reasons why I decided to do this topic tonight. If you're new, just try to follow along. The underlying message will make plenty of sense. If you've been around for a while and you're trolling, I'm not in the mood for trolling regarding this show. And Queen's going to ban you immediately if you try to troll. And if you want to go on your own channels afterwards and dissect this and talk about it all night long and all week long, that's on you. I'm really not in the mood because I just found out somebody major and very prominent in the Northern California business networking community I used to be involved with starting well over 10 years ago. This amazing woman passed away. Now, I'm not exactly sure what she passed away from. I saw a posting on Facebook from my friend Jeffrey mentioning this and tagging her that she passed away. It really saddens me. So again, I'm not going to tolerate any BS. This is a very serious subject, and we're going to be discussing health. And the topic, let's just get right to it, is karma has no deadline on health. So please take care of yourselves now. Start now. Karma has no deadline on health or your health. So please take care of yourself starting now, starting right now. Stop putting it off. The more and more you put it off, the quicker you are digging your own grave. I bet many of you, when you saw me put karma has no deadline on health, thought that I was going to talk a bunch of smack about people from the former drama sphere community I used to be involved with. I'm going to share my thoughts about certain people in this group for example purposes because they are the perfect examples regarding this topic, because there are a few creators within that former drama sphere community I used to be involved with that are very, very unhealthy. Very, very unhealthy. And then I'm going to share my suggestions on how these people, for example, purposes, can get their health back on track and in turn get their entire life back on track. I'm going to share what I've done in the past when I've gained a little bit of weight and how I lost it quickly. A lot of people don't understand what it takes to lose weight. I'm going to share more about that in just a little bit here. But I'm just going to come out and say I was sent a link to check out a stream by some of my friends behind the scenes regarding a creator that I really don't want to follow anymore and really want nothing to do with, but they told me you need to see this because you've talked about this stuff before and it could send out a good message. So I checked out the link, and it was a link to the, news reporting guy's stream that he did this morning regarding his health. He ended up going to his doctor, and I believe he said that he either has like pre-diabetes or was diagnosed with diabetes. I wouldn't be surprised, sir, if you have diabetes. And listen, I'm not here to troll you, attack you, or disrespect you. I'm not. I'm actually here because I care. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, care about everyone's health. Excuse me. I care about everyone's health regardless of what's happened in the past. Regardless of whether you're, a good person or maybe not so good of a person, okay? When it comes to health, I don't wish harm upon anyone. And in addition, I'll say this again, like I said it before. I don't really hate anyone at all. I don't have any hate within my heart, right? While I may not like what many of these people have done in the past to myself and others, I still don't have hate for them. I don't. And I've always tried to approach these people with grace and, with honesty and consideration and kindness, despite what they've done to myself and others, with the hopes of trying to turn them around from doing these stupid things that they've done out here on YouTube, for example, purposes, okay? But you have to understand why a lot of these people did what they did in the past and still kind of sort of do a little bit today, but maybe not as much. They did it because, let's just face it, each and every one of us is trying to make it out here on YouTube. YouTube is the new Hollywood. And everybody wants a piece of the pie. Everybody wants to be relevant. Everybody wants to go viral. Everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to make YouTube their career, right? It's the dream job, right? And I agree. But there's a right and a wrong way to do it, right? And a lot of times when you take the fast approach and you do it the wrong way, like these two guys have done, in my opinion, the mid-30s millennial and the news reporting guy, when you do it the wrong way, a lot of times it takes a huge toll on your health, as it has on both of these guys. Now, one more than the other. Now, both of these guys are overweight and out of shape. One, way more than the other. One is considered to be obese in my eyes. That's the newspaper, or not the newspaper, the news, reporting guy. And then the other one is overweight but not obese. But he's going to get there if he doesn't stop doing what he's doing, which is a lot of drinking, eating a lot of fatty foods, and drinking, a bunch of 1,000-calorie Starbucks Frappuccinos to start off his day. Like this mid-30s millennial guy, even if he only has one Frappuccino to start off his day, he's consuming 1,000 calories in 15 or 20 minutes, however long it takes for him to sip that thing, right? And he's pretty much burned through half of his daily caloric intake with that one drink, right? Queen says, Eli, you can't fix everybody. They have to do it themselves. I understand, Queen, but Queen, that's what I do as a coach. I motivate people. I use people for example purposes, and I share stories. And I'm also a YouTuber, and, I talk about things that happen out here in the community as well. I feel it's important. You're absolutely right, Queen. You're absolutely right, Queen. But that's what my job is. That's what I do. My job is to help people, or at least try to help people. And if the people I'm talking about aren't open to the help and don't care about what I'm saying, there are many other people out on the platform on YouTube and Facebook that are watching this that it's going to resonate with them, Queen. And, it may help them from going down this same path, or if they've already gone down this path, it'll help them turn things around. A lot of the reasons why I share these stories is for motivational and inspirational purposes, so that can help the right people that are ready to make the change get back on track and actually make the change, right? Riff Magos, welcome to the show, bro. He says, you'd be surprised how deeply stress, anger, bitterness affects one health. Absolutely. It's affected me. That's why I had to turn things around out here on YouTube and remove myself from all this drama, because stress will kill you. Drama will kill you. It will. It absolutely will. Now, give me just 1 second. Let me check out Facebook. Nothing happening on Facebook. One person over there. Feel free to share your comments in the Facebook chat, and I'll check over on Facebook periodically every 5 or 10 minutes or so. Please stick around until I notice you, because sometimes people will come and comment, and then they'll just leave before I get a chance to notice you've commented. I'm primarily more so on the YouTube side of things. So if you want to come over on YouTube, you'll get my attention quicker, but if not, I'll get to Facebook when I can. So the news reporting guy that's obese, I would assume he's probably either close to 300 pounds or over 300 pounds. I think he's 6 feet tall, 300 or a little less or a little more than that, right? Went to the doctor, and I guess he said he got diagnosed with either pre-diabetes or diabetes. Either way, that's a very serious thing, sir. And I believe you this time that you're taking it seriously. And I hope you continue to take it seriously, because if not, at some point, like I've said many times in the past, it's going to take you. It's going to take you just like it took my friend Louise. Louise Yumecki is her name. A very prominent woman in Northern California business networking, amongst us entrepreneurs in Northern California. I've known this woman for well over 10 years, close to 15 years. And I think she was only about 10 to 12 years older than me, like 10 years older than me. I think she was like 55 or 57. And I really liked this woman. She was a good woman, but she was overweight. She was obese. And I have a feeling when I find out what happened to her, what took her life was probably diabetes. And here's another thing that the news reporting guy was talking about on his channel. He said he had COVID 3 times. And, he's trying to tell everyone that COVID is real, even to the people that don't believe it is. It is real, folks. It is completely real. And I would strongly suggest getting vaccinated. But some of you, are going to do what you're going to do. And I get that. But if you don't think that COVID probably has affected and taken people's lives that had pre-existing conditions, such as diabetes, if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you. That's why it is so important, so critical to keep yourself at a healthy weight level and to really, really take care of your health. Really, really take care of your health, folks. The people that have passed, again tonight, the YouTube live streaming server just disconnected me and now reconnected me. Is it one of those nights again, YouTube, where your server is just overloaded? Are we going through that again? Oh, boy. Queen, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. I understand where you're coming from. I just wish more people would take this seriously. Especially people that are diabetic because they're overweight or they're obese and they've had pre-existing conditions. So the news reporting guy is basically saying the same thing he said for the previous 2 years. I've known this guy now for almost 4 years. Every year he says the same thing. And sir, I really hope for your own good that you actually do what you've said you're going to do for the past several years this time around. I really hope you do it for your own good, for your own sake. Quite frankly, it's not going to affect me one way or another. I'm just saying this because I care about people in general. And sir, despite the fact, and this is the problem that some people are going to have from this former drama group I used to be involved with, especially the mid-30s millennial and his girlfriend. I know you both are watching. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you here. Okay? You folks are going to wonder, why am I talking about this? Why do I care when this guy has done other things such as spit on my father's grave and stuff like that? Well, let me talk about that. I've moved past that. I have a forgiving nature and a forgiving heart. And yes, I am going to forgive him for doing that. I think I've even done it in the past. Because I'm a strong enough person to understand that sometimes people do stupid things to try to get ahead because maybe they didn't have a choice. Well, they do have a choice. But in this case, what I honestly feel happened with him is the same thing that's happened with your boyfriend, ma'am, the mid-30s millennial. They both have the same sponsor, and their sponsor forces them to do things in order to keep getting paid, right? And because this sponsorship money that these guys are making, the mid-30s millennial and the news reporting guy, they need this, because they need this money, right? They end up doing things they really don't want to do, and then they have to deal with the repercussion afterwards, right? I'm strong enough to forgive and forget. Because did it really affect me? Has it really affected my life in any way? Was it a stupid thing to do? Yes. Right? But did it really affect me? And the amount of effort that it would have taken for me to fight this legally would have set me further behind in other aspects of growing my channel and in my personal life. And I just didn't want to do that. So I forgive. I forgive the news reporting guy completely. Sir, I forgive you for everything you've done, past and present. Now, have I done some things too because of what you've done? Sure. But I'll come out tonight and say this. I regret doing all those things. I'm going to share with you folks tonight I've been thinking about this very deeply after what I've been seeing happening with the mid-30s millennial and his girlfriend. After what I've seen has been happening, I've started to realize that over the last several years, especially going back to the year 2020, where I got involved in some legal aspects and did take some legal action, I realized that it probably wasn't the right thing to do. And I'm coming out here tonight and saying that I regret pretty much almost everything that I did in 2020. Now, my intentions were pure. My intentions were not to harm anybody. They were to protect myself because I just wanted to have my right to free enterprise and run my YouTube channel, right? But the truth of the matter is, whether I did what I did or not, it did not affect me one way or another. Because what these other people did, they would have done regardless. Whether I took legal action through restraining orders or not, it didn't change what they did, and it didn't change what I've done. And it hasn't changed anything. So basically, I'm realizing now, looking back at the 2020 year, although my intentions were pure to take the action I did to try to stop things that were happening to me, I regret pretty much almost everything, if not everything, that I did. Now, I didn't break any laws. I didn't violate anything. What I did do was waste a lot of time, energy, and resources that tremendously affected my health. Tremendously affected my health. And it took me a while to get back on track. I had to withdraw from many things. I had to take a couple of 2-week breaks over the last 6 to 12 months. So if I'm questioned by the mid-30s millennial and his girlfriend on why I'm forgiving the news reporting guy, that's the reason why. Because I have a forgiving nature. Because I forgive and forget, and I don't let things consume me. And I'm not a drama channel here. I don't need to keep drama going to create content. I can create content off of anything. I'm a life coach. I can talk about any topic, and I'm well versed in many topics. I hope the YouTube live streaming server stays stable. Hope it doesn't pop off again. But yeah, they've been getting quite overloaded. I was able to run my last 2 streams from the studio with no problems. Tonight, I've had one disconnect. The one earlier was because of Facebook. It wasn't set up properly. But then it went down again one other time. So hopefully it'll stay stable for the rest of this show here. Now, I'm going to share a little bit more, folks, and I am going to step away and take a quick break and refill my coffee, even though I've only been on for 33 minutes or so. Because talking about this takes a lot out of me, and I want to be able to clear my head before I start giving what I feel is the right advice to turn this around and to help people that are in this situation. Queen says, I don't forgive and forget that easily. Let me tell you, Queen, you can live your life any way you want to live your life. You know I respect you, and I care for you like you're a sister. Like a sister I never had, Queen. I really want you to understand that. Well, let me tell you what the best feeling in life is when you can forgive and forget even the worst things that people could do. It shows how strong of a person you are, and it shows how much of a kind, caring, and considerate person you are. I'm not going to tell you or anyone else what to do, Queen. All I'm going to do is live my life and try to set the example. as best as possible. So for those that want to make that change and better themselves and remove all hatred from their heart, maybe my message will resonate with them. But I understand where you're coming from, Queen. And I've been there before in my younger days and in the past. Even at some points in my 40s or throughout the last 4 years being out here on YouTube and, trying to fight this battle and trying to figure out how to handle the trolls, the haters, the court of public opinion and all that. I felt that way, Queen. And it made me overreact, which made things worse, right? The moment I realized, just let things go, let that shit go, forgive and forget. Don't let things bother you. If you don't let things bother you, the people that are bothering you are going to see that, and they're just going to stop because they're going to know no matter how much they come at you or how hard they come at you, it's not going to faze you. You're a rock. Right? So I forgive the news reporting guy completely. Sir, I do forgive you. Does that mean I agree with every piece of content you do? No. And you feel the same way about my content, which is fine, right? I don't have to agree with what you do or the type of content you produce to support someone that's having health issues. I have a caring heart, sir. And I do care about your well-being, no matter what you think or no matter what anyone else thinks, especially the other side, the mid-30s millennial and his girlfriend that were pushing me, once again, to come after you legally, which I didn't want to do that. Because I think it's pointless. It's going to be a waste of time and a waste of resources. And the most important thing is it would take a huge toll on my health. And I'm 47 years old. I don't need any more health issues than I've had the last couple of years, even being in good shape. A lot of this stuff is what I believe caused my pinched nerve herniated disc. That's taken a long time to heal, right? I don't want to go through that again. I'm not going to put myself through that at all. So, sir, I'm not here to attack you or troll you or talk smack about you or try to triangulate you in the woods, sir. That's funny what you were saying on your show, sir, is that they're going to try to triangulate me by triangulating the cactuses or something like that, or the trees or the bushes, right? That was pretty funny, sir. I'll say that it's funny because I think in order to be triangulated, you need to have cell towers. And when you're out in the woods, in most places, there's no cell coverage, right? And in order to get a pretty accurate triangulation, you need to have at least 3 towers near that cell phone, right? With 1 or 2 towers, you can get within a few miles. But if you want within a few hundred feet accuracy of a triangulation, you need to have at least 3 cell towers. In some major cities, there are 4 or 5 cell towers close by to each other. And when you have 4 or 5 cell towers triangulating you, then they can precisely find you, right? But that was funny. But here's the thing. I'm not looking to triangulate you, and I think you know that, right? And maybe some other people from the other that continues to come at you. OBS just disconnected and reconnected me again. I did it again. I think tonight the servers are having issues again. It happens sometimes. It disconnected and reconnected me again. I'm just going to deal with it. It should be back to normal tomorrow. If it cuts me off once every 20 minutes, so be it. It'll just reconnect. It happens. It's the YouTube server. No big deal. But sir, yeah, it's the other side that's been trying to do that. And I was going to say, not only the mid-30s millennial and his girlfriend, but you have the, early 40s truck driver with your ex-girlfriend that are living together, right? And I've heard the recent stories going on between them, and quite frankly, how people want to live their life, sir, is none of our business. Who cares? But here's the thing. This is the thing I respect about the news reporting guy, despite what he's done and what I've done in the past, or what we've done to each other, right? I respect the fact that the only reason why you keep, talking about him or trying to defend yourself against his truck driving guy is because he keeps on coming at you, right? He keeps on making threats. He keeps on saying he's going to show up. He even changed his channel name to Pull Up or Shut Up, right? See, sir, newspaper reporting guy, I will say this, and I'll share more about this when I get back from the break. I'm going to take a break in a second. Despite what you've done to me, I've done to you, we've done to each other over the last 4 years, I've thrown that out the window. And despite what I think about your content, what you think about my content today, I have a lot more respect for you than I will have for anyone on the side of the mid-30s millennial. If we're just going to talk about the mid-30s millennial, I'm not saying that I hate the mid-30s millennial. Like I said earlier, I don't hate anyone, but respect is a different thing, right? I can respect you, sir, newspaper or news, reporting guy, not newspaper, news reporting guy on YouTube. We're just going to call you that, okay? But I have zero respect for the mid-30s millennial. Again, I don't hate him. I just have no respect for him. So why do I respect you, news reporting guy, and have zero respect for the mid-30s millennial? Oh, by the way, the mid-30s millennial's girlfriend, I have respect for you too. I do have respect for you. A lot of it. But I have zero respect for your man. So how can I have respect for the news reporting guy that's been coming at me for the last several years, and I've come at him too, we've come at each other, right? And how can I have respect for the mid-30 millennials girlfriend, but not him, right? I'm going to let you know why when I get back. And for those of you that have been around for a while that know the backstory of this, you're gonna understand it. Those of you that are new, try to follow along, right? And let's hope that the YouTube live streaming server stays solid and stable. If it pops off every 20 minutes and then pops right back on, you'll see a quick buffer and then it'll come right back. It's not me, it's YouTube. I know for a fact last Saturday it was happening quite often. Then the next 2 streams I did, no issues. Then tonight it's happened a few times. So, and I know it's not my connection, and it's not, I have fiber and I've got brand new laptop, got brand new everything. So just bear with me on that. But stick around. When I get back from the break, I'm going to explain why. Why do I have respect for the guy that spit on my father's grave? And why do I have respect for the mid-30 millennial's girlfriend, but don't have respect for the mid-30 millennial at all? At the same time, I don't hate any of them. I'm going to share that with you when I get back. So let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. And step away just for a few here. Do-do-do-do. Let me see here. Got a couple songs set up. All right, we just need one more. Let me see. All right, folks, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a quick break. When we return, we're going to get right back to it. So stick around. We'll be right back. Get right back to it. Scratch it. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Hopefully the YouTube live streaming server will stay stable, will remain stable. Like I said, if it, pops off for a second and reconnects through OBS every so often, just deal with it. You'll see a little buffering circle. Same thing for you folks on Facebook. You'll see the same thing, and then it'll just pop right back on. It gives me a notification at the bottom right corner of my screen when it does that. So I know when it happens. Also, Queen, you said, hey, YouTube, get your crap together. You can't really blame YouTube or Google for this. You have to understand that video takes the most bandwidth on the internet. And YouTube and Google, they have the absolute best servers all over the globe. And they're high quality, very high capacity servers. And sometimes even those servers get overloaded. As they notice traffic going up, Queen, they upgrade those servers even more. So I can't, as much as we'd all like to blame YouTube and Google for everything, things just happen sometimes, folks. Just roll with the punches and move forward, and everything's going to be just fine. And by the way, news reporting guy, when you had issues on one of your streams that kept, disconnecting and reconnecting, it was the same thing. It's a global thing that's been happening with YouTube and Google lately. I think they're doing some upgrades to their servers. They're beginning to see they need higher capacity. They need more bandwidth than the large amounts of bandwidth they already have at all of their databases or their data centers. So that's just the way it goes. And I'm not quite sure how it works on XSplit, because I know you use XSplitzer. I'm sure it automatically reconnects you if the YouTube live streaming server disconnects you due to the server cutting you off. That is that. Hey, SIF USMO, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Nothing happening on Facebook. So that is that. Tonight, folks, we've been discussing karma has no deadline on health, so please take care of yourselves now. Karma has no deadline on health, so please take care of yourselves now. Don't wait another minute. Your life depends on it. How are you going to be around to do what you do if you don't take care of your health, right? Now, before I took a break, I was discussing some people I used to be involved with in a drama sphere group that I've removed myself from many months ago. But tonight I'm talking about them for example purposes because one of them, the news reporting guy, went to go see his doctor, and he has some severe health issues. I believe he either has pre-diabetes or he has diabetes. And I don't know if it's type 2 or whatever. I'm not quite sure. I watched most of his show from this morning. I was sent a link by a friend behind the scenes, and they said I need to watch this. And I had it on in the background while I was preparing for this show and doing other things. So I may have missed something. But the point of the matter is he's in a very unhealthy state, and he realizes it, and he says he's going to do something about it. And again, sir, I do hope you do something about it. But I also mentioned before I went on break that I do have a lot more respect for this news reporting guy than I will ever have for the mid-30s millennial guy I used to be involved with that runs a different channel. And I also have respect for the mid-30 millennial's girlfriend that I'm not saying I'm not friends with her anymore, but I used to be a lot closer to her. We used to be very, very good friends. And I have a lot of respect for her, and I have a lot of respect for the news reporting guy, but no respect for the mid-30s millennial. And now I'm going to share with you folks why. So why do I have respect for the news reporting guy after he spit on my father's grave and did a bunch of other things, right? Because like I said, I can forgive and forget, because at the end of the day, we're YouTubers. We're out here, seeking relevancy. Let's be real. We're trying to be relevant. We're trying to create content that's going to engage people and, keep an audience around, an audience that's also going to pay us donations and crowdfund us and support us, right? Because we enjoy what we do out here. And being a YouTuber is the dream of many people, right? Let's just face that, right? But what do I respect about him? And why don't I respect the mid-30s millennial who's also been a part, of this whole thing, this whole back and forth for many years between the mid-30s millennial, the news reporting guy, and myself? Of course, you know who I'm talking about, SAFUSMO, okay? Because the news reporting guy comes out here, if not every day, almost every day, and puts out a ton of videos and does live streams and is very consistent and is not lazy. You, sir, mid-30s millennial, you are the most lazy, let's just put it politely. You are the most lazy individual I've ever encountered in my entire life. You are lazy, you're entitled, you're spoiled, you're still spoiled right now. And you have not learned your lesson. You have not learned responsibility. You went back and forth, mid-30s millennial, with the news reporting guy last week, right? And you basically were saying, I make more money than you do from our same sponsor. I make $3,000 and you make $1,050. Who cares? The truth of the matter is you're making $4,000, he's making $2,000. But who cares? The point I'm trying to make is this. You're getting paid $4,000 a month and you hardly put out any content anymore. You stream once, maybe twice a week, and you hardly put out any videos. And any videos you put out quick little shorts. Are you earning that $4,000? You are the laziest guy I've ever come across in my entire life. You're so lazy and entitled and spoiled. And the reason why is because people, your entire life, stemming back to your parents and now from your sponsor, Wise Night Owl, Brian, Texas Caregiver, paying you $4,000 a month to sit on your ass and do nothing. To sit on your ass, gain weight, and do nothing. How can I respect that? Despite what the news reporting guy has done to myself or others, what I can respect about him is he's consistent with his content. And he may make half of what you make with the same sponsor, but he earns that. Now, whether I like his content or not, hey, that's a different story. But he's not lazy. He works. And whether his content resonates with people or not, or gets a lot of traction or not. That's not the point. The point is he gets up each and every day and creates content and is not lazy. He's not lazy at all. You want to know what's more sad than that, mid-30s millennial? Is your own girlfriend is a better content creator than you. Now, ma'am, with all due respect, okay, the content you're creating is all drama, and you know how I feel about that. Now, you are consistent, and you do lots of live streaming every day, and you're not lazy. That's what I respect about you. You're not lazy at all. You work hard, whether I like what you do or not, ma'am, for content. What I respect about you is the fact that you're not lazy. You're consistent. And you're trying. You're giving it your best shot. And you really enjoy what you do. And so does the news reporting guy. Your mid-30s millennial boyfriend does not enjoy what he does. Is getting paid a lot more money than all of us to sit around and do nothing. Nothing. What's there to respect about that? Nothing. If I was getting paid $4,000 up front by my sponsor, which I'm not, you bet your bottom dollar I'd be putting out content on every frickin' platform. I would be busting my ass. And I still do, right? Now, here's the thing. I may not make nearly as much as the mid-30s millennial does out of the gate. But my sponsorship is a different sponsorship. This is the way I feel sponsorship should be. I get some money up front each month. It's a decent amount of money. It's more so along the lines, I'm not going to tell you exactly, but it's more so along the lines of what the news reporting guy gets. But here's where I make the money. Whenever somebody uses the services of my sponsor, I get a percentage of it, a pretty good percentage of it. And these services, okay, are a pretty good amount of money. He is very reasonably priced, but there are some higher end packages that'll get you a lot more. And when people buy those and I get a certain percentage, I get a commission off of that. But I have to work for that. How do I work for that? I stream on Facebook and YouTube. And like I've said before, even though on Facebook, there may only be 1 or 2 people watching the streams live, but some people watch the replay. And even if only 20 or 30 people watch the replay, it only takes one big sale to make a big commission, right? But I work for that each and every day. And quite frankly, even if I didn't have this sponsorship, I would continue working because I love to do what I do. I love doing what I do, which is what I'm trying to say. I've never seen a more miserable individual in my entire life than this mid-30s millennial. You are miserable, sir. You are miserable. That's why I trigger you without even trying. Because you don't love yourself. That's the bottom line. Here's another thing, mid-30s millennial. And then we're going to get to how this is affecting everyone's health here. Okay? Here's the thing. Another thing I can respect over, another thing I can respect regarding the news reporting guy is this. He allows himself to be vulnerable. Now, there are times where he's amped it up a bit. There are times where he's played the audience and pretended to be vulnerable, but I honestly, firmly believe he was being honest on his stream earlier today. He allows himself to be vulnerable. He comes out and shares his feelings when things like this happen. And he owns it, right? You see, mid-30s millennial, this is your problem. You have never allowed yourself to be vulnerable one time. Because ever since you were a little kid, you were traumatized by what happened to you regarding the activities of your mother and father. And you blackmailed your parents at a young age to get what you want. You lived in their home for free for a long time and saved all this money, right? It hurt you so much what you saw happen in your parents' home between your mother and father that it traumatized you to the point of where you cannot allow yourself to be vulnerable. You're so closed off. You're so closed off. You let nobody in, right? You let nobody in. Hey, Information Man Show, how you doing? Peace and respect. Thank you. Queen says, hello, Information Man. SIFSMO. I have more respect for you guys than that mid-30s millennium leecher. Yep. Well, this is the truth, man. The truth hurts, right? He's so closed off emotionally, and he does not allow himself to be vulnerable. The news reporting guy, whether I like him or not, and the bottom line is I don't hate anybody in general, right? Whether I like what he does or not, let's put it that way. At least he allows himself to be vulnerable at times, like today. And he busts his ass every day creating content. He's not lazy. What's there not to respect about that, despite what's happened, right? So how can I validate or accept or appreciate anything coming from a guy like this mid-30s millennial that doesn't even allow himself to be vulnerable and is so closed off because he can't get over at age 35 what happened in his younger days? Mid-30s millennial, you've never once come out and owned up to anything you've done. You've never once come out on this platform and expressed yourself in a vulnerable way and say, you know what, I'm human, I make mistakes, I screwed up. You've never once owned up to anything. And you've never earned anything in your life outside of what's been handed to you. Just like with your sponsor is handing you $4K per month, $4 grand per month to sit on your ass and gain weight and do nothing. Dude, you're being out YouTubed by your own girlfriend that has hardly any experience being on this platform. She's out YouTubing you. Quite frankly, to be honest with you, she has more balls than you do. She has more balls than you do. I have more respect for her having balls than you, sir. And that's pathetic. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because all of this unhealthy environment stems from this mid-30s millennial guy. That's why everyone, in my opinion, needs to pull away from this guy so he can learn his lesson. Because the more and more people just give in to him without him earning it, the more you continue to enable that spoiled and entitled behavior that he learned at a young age, stemming back to what happened between him and his parents. Everyone has always bailed out this guy. His parents always bail him out. They still bail him out to this day. I'm not here to talk about this all the time, Asystole Specialized Cycling Club. I'm here because there was a death in my Northern California in-person networking arena. And I was sent a link to watch the news delivery guys, the news reporting guys stream. And he's in a very unhealthy state. But he says, Coach, it's great to see you back and passionate again. And the room numbers show up, brother. I don't care about the numbers, dude. I really don't care. I don't. And by the way, Specialized Cycling Club, I know you're a moderator on the Mid-30 Millennials channel. By you guys going there, being mods, and by you guys going on these panels, you're continuing to enable that behavior, right? I'm not telling you guys what to do. All I'm saying is this: this guy's never going to learn his lesson and start taking things more seriously and start earning things and stop being lazy unless you just abandon him. You have to abandon him. You have to let this guy hit rock bottom, or he's never going to learn. Ever going to learn. And he's going to continue to gain weight and become as unhealthy as the news reporting guy. He's very unhealthy too. Very unhealthy. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Ma'am, the girlfriend of the mid-30s millennial, you have talent. I see your talent. I've always known you've had talent. You used to be an actress in Hollywood. Now YouTube's in New Hollywood. We all know that, right? You're wasting your talent by running drama shit shows all day, every day on your channel. That's what you do. You're much better than that, and you have greater capabilities than that. But you're doing it because you love the mid-30s millennial, and you're trying to help him save his sinking ship. The funny thing is, you stream way more often than him, and he comes on your panels instead of running his own shows. What does that say? Who's the boss? Who's the boss? Who's the boss in that relationship? Who has more balls in that relationship? You do, ma'am. How can you respect that? How can you respect a man like that? A man that has less testosterone than you do, ma'am. That's the truth. People keep sending me links, and I don't even want to talk about this. But people that care about me, that have donated to me, that have supported me, are sending me links, and they want my opinion, and they wanted me to talk about this. And I kind of had an idea what was going on. And tonight, based on a few things that happened, the death of a friend of mine from my networking arena, my in-person networking arena, and, someone that I've been going back and forth with for years now, the news reporting guy, going to his doctor and, getting diagnosed with, I guess, pre-diabetes or diabetes. I felt the need to come out and talk about this because it's very unhealthy. It's a very unhealthy and toxic environment. And this entire toxic environment stems back to one person, the mid-30s millennial. And if you folks keep on supporting and enabling that behavior, you're going to go down with that sinking ship. Not on YouTube, your health is going to go down. It is an unhealthy environment. Like I said, ma'am, you are much more talented than the drama shows you're creating all day, every day. And I know why you're doing it. Like I said, you're doing it because you're trying to save your man's sinking ship. Ma'am, he's the only one that can save his own sinking ship. You can only do so much to try and change a man to be the man you want him to be, right? And you shouldn't even have to do that, right? You've gone way out of your way to try to save this guy, right? And where have your efforts gotten you? Nowhere. You're much better than that and more talented than that. I've given you some ideas to run a channel, right? Talking about your past experiences with your health, sharing stories from your Hollywood days, and how now YouTube's in New Hollywood, and how you can help people learn to be better YouTubers based on your past Hollywood experience. Man, there are so many things you can do to get yourself further ahead, and you have the talent and capabilities. Why are you wasting your time? And quite frankly, I know your intentions are pure to help this guy better himself, but man, do you realize by doing everything for him, it's no different than what his parents did and what Brian, Texas Caregiver's doing. You are continuing to enable his spoiled, entitled behavior because everyone, including you, is giving him everything without him earning it. Coach, I remember you telling the story about your brother's roommate a while back. He had pre-diabetes too and was very overweight, drove to work and died. Yes, he did. And he was 51 years old. He died at 51 years old, asystole, Specialized Cycling Club. All these people, if they don't get a grip on their health and stop doing stupid things, they're all going to die young. They are. They are, man. Specialized Cycling Club furthermore says, you said he was walking to the car very slowly and seemed weak. Something was seriously wrong. Yes. Another friend of mine who's overweight and obese was there working with him at the Best Buy. And he saw him pass away. Looks like the server has stabilized on YouTube. That's good. I've said everything I have to say about these three people. Give me a second here, folks. We had a troll in here say, whoa, coach, you look a little pale. That's the auto exposure coming in and out. You just got yourself banned, sir, by me personally before Queen could do it herself. I look good, dude. I'm 47 years old. I take care of myself. I'm in good shape. I trim my beard. I even color my beard with Just for Men because I want to take care of myself. I want to look good and feel good too. Be healthy and look good too, right? You got your stab in. Good for you. I hope you enjoyed your limited stay here. I said what I had to say. I really hope all three of these people that I mentioned here start taking some different actions to better their lives and get their health back on track. Because, man, here's the thing. To be honest with you, I do care about everyone, including you. And your health has diminished a little bit too. This is with no disrespect, man. I think you know what I'm talking about, and I do care about you being healthy. And wasting time and energy trying to save your boyfriend's sinking ship by feeding into endless nonsensical drama is taking a toll on your health. And it's taking time away from you getting out there and doing some walking, hiking, jogging, exercising, whatever. You can't sit here and tell me that the amount of things that you put on your channel every day doesn't take up your time all day, every day. It does. And it affects your health. And you deserve better than that. I know you do. SIFUSMO says, exactly, Coach. Coach Eli, I'm thinking about starting donations for my channel as well. Might as well. Of course, bro. Why don't you get to 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours and get monetized like my sub? Then you'll have the super chat. When you say exactly, Coach, what did you say exactly to? Can you be more specific? SIFUSMO? Please, let me know. Now I'm going to share very briefly before I go off the air, what can these people do to get themselves back on track and lose the weight and get back in the healthy, shape, weight level, etc., right? To the news reporting guy. You said the only way you know how to lose weight is on the hiking trail. And you also took a stab at me, which is fine. Unlike Eli, I go hiking in the woods. I don't just walk locally or anything. No, sir, I go hiking in the woods too. The difference is there's no reception typically on these hiking trails. I can't go live from a hike. And when I go hiking with my activity partner or whoever I go with, right, I don't want to do YouTube stuff, most of the time. Every now and then, I'll do some pre-recorded videos, and I have. I've done some pre-recorded videos from some real trails in the woods, right? I think you just want to take a nice stab at me, right? I think I go hiking in the woods as well. But you can't typically live stream from hiking trails that go into the woods because there's no cell coverage typically. Or if there is cell coverage, it's very spotty and you can't maintain a signal. You've tried to go live from the Appalachian Trail, sir, and it was spotty because you're in the woods, sir. And the nearest cell tower is in a town probably 10 miles away and you're barely getting a signal, right? I was saying exactly to you saying you take care of yourself. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I'm 47 years old, dude. I'm older than all these people. I'm older, well, with the exception of the millennials' girlfriend. She's the same age. She's five days older than me, actually. We're the same age, right? But for the most part, I'm the same age or older than most of these people, and I'm in way better shape than all of them. Why? Because I take pride in my health, and I take pride in, doing what I can to not only feel younger, but look younger and feel more attractive and happy about myself, which resonates off to other people. So, sir, news reporting guy, I get the joke and it's cool. I can take it. No big deal. I'm a YouTuber just like you, right? But here's the thing. You can lose weight on and off the trail. Same thing for you, mid-30s millennial. You're at a very unhealthy state. You're 35 years old. Let me tell you something. If you continue going down this path year after year, once you hit 40, you're going to start having issues. Major issues. I've had some issues in my mid-40s, right? With a pinched nerve, herniated disc, and some other things, right? And I'm totally healthy, right? If I wasn't totally healthy, something worse could have happened. And I don't even want to go that far and say that, right? I don't want to say that about myself, right? The reason why I've recovered is because when you're in a healthy state, at a healthy weight level, and things like COVID come around and you get pinched nerves, your body is in a healthier state to repair itself faster or to repair itself completely, right? When you're out of shape and you don't take care of yourself and something happens, your body has to work harder to repair itself. And in some cases, it may not be able to even fully repair itself if you're that unhealthy. So you've got less than 5 years to get yourself at a healthy weight level before you start having some major issues if you continue going down the same path. And as far as you, man, whatever you want to do with yourself, I'm not even going to go there with you. You're a lady. I think you know what to do. I don't need to talk about it. But between, the millennial and the news reporting guy, here's the thing. You guys want to get back into shape. It's pretty plain and simple. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm going to simplify this as best as possible. Calories in, calories out. Calories in, calories out. Right? Let me say it one more time or two more times. Calories in, calories out. Calories in, calories out. You need to expend more calories, release more calories than you take in every day to create a caloric deficit so you can lose weight. Basically, it's called losing fat, right? So how do you do that? You, sir, the news reporting guy, you were saying on your stream, someone was suggesting low carb. That's a good way to do it. Low carb is a great way to lose weight. Keto diet, low carb Atkins diet. Basically, you eat high fat and very low to zero carbs, right? What happens when you eat high fat and you eat more protein, cheeses, meats, all that kind of stuff, right? When you eat more protein, it makes your body feel full longer. You sustain the feeling of being full longer so you don't have cravings to eat more often and put in more calories into your body, right? You're trying to create a caloric deficit, right? So you're trying to eat the least amount of food possible that'll give you enough energy to make it through the day and keep you full and sustained, right? So you don't overeat, right? What causes people to overeat? There are two types of carbs. There are simple carbs and there are complex carbs. Simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Basically, cut out all the sugar. Cut out all the sugar, the beer, cut out all that crap. Because those are all simple carbs. Let's take simple carbs, sugar. You eat a pie, you eat a candy bar, you drink a soda with sugar, right? Those are simple carbs. What happens when your body takes in simple carbs? Your body will process simple carbs by, it takes sugar, okay? What happens to sugar? Sugar gets converted into fat. And then what happens? You end up gaining weight, right? That's what happens with simple carbs. And what happens when you eat simple carbs? Let's say you eat a piece of pie, or some of you that pig out half a pie, right? Half a whole pie, right? You're feeling all high and sugary for like 20 or 30 minutes, right? You hit that high, then what happens? 20, 30 minutes later, you crash. And now you need more food to get your energy back. So you're putting in more and more calories into your system, right? You're not going to lose weight doing that. You need to go high fat and low carbs. Now, you're going hiking, sir. Here's the thing. If you're going hiking on a real hike like the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail, you cannot do a low-carb diet doing that. You will not make it. You need carbohydrates to be able to hike something like that. I'm telling you, you need fat and you need carbs. You cannot do the Atkins diet or the keto diet, in my opinion, if you're going to do a strenuous hike. You need carbs to have energy to make it through that. But you can have the right carbs. Vegetables are complex carbohydrates. They get processed differently and they give you energy and they have less calories than simple carbs, right? But you're going to have to prepare for this, right? You're going to have to prepare, carrots and other vegetables. And you're going to have to prepare all this food, right? And then as you move along the trail, whichever one you do, you're going to have to restock up, get a room for a couple days, go to the nearest supermarket, restock up on your, complex carbohydrates, and then repack up, right? You're going to have to prepare. So if you're going to do the hiking, you're going to need carbohydrates, but eat the right carbs. Look up complex carbohydrates versus simple carbohydrates. Simple carbs versus complex carbs. Okay? But here's the main thing. This is what it all boils down to. Calories in, calories out. Calories in, calories out. Now, because you weigh over 300 pounds, more than likely, your body mass index is higher. That means your body requires more calories to maintain your current weight, right? You probably need about 4,000 to 5,000 calories per day to maintain your weight. If you cut your calories down to 1,500 per day by eating the right foods that give you the right amount of energy to get through your day, you're going to release the other way, 3,500 calories. 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. One more time, 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. So when you expend 3,500 calories, each time you expend 3,500 calories, you will lose 1 pound of fat. You're going to start losing weight. You have to do that each and every day and be consistent, no matter what you do. If you do that each and every day and you're consistent, I can tell you, I can't promise you because everyone's body's different, but for the most part, I can say you will probably lose within the first month, you will lose at least 30 pounds, maybe 40 pounds, maybe 50 pounds because you're over 300. Now, once you get down to 250, the more weight you lose, okay, the fewer calories are required to maintain that weight. So as your weight drops, so do your caloric needs. So instead of now only needing 5,000 calories to, maintain your current weight, when you lose 50 pounds to get down to 250, now you may only need, 4,000 or 3,500 calories to maintain your weight, right? So now it's going to take you longer to lose weight because you have to cut calories. And I would never, ever go below 1,500 calories, okay? I wouldn't cut any lower because you're just not going to have the energy, right? So now you're at 250. Now your body requires 3,500 calories to maintain your weight. So let's say you do the same thing. You eat 1,500 calories per day. 3,500 minus 1,500 is what? 2,000 calories. You need 3,500 to lose 1 pound of fat. Okay? So instead of losing 1 pound every day, now you're going to lose a pound every day and a half to 2 days. Because as your weight goes down, so does your BMI, your body mass index, and so does your daily caloric needs. They change. They become lower. So in order to lose weight, you either have to cut back further, which I don't recommend, or it's going to take you longer doing the same thing. Specialized Cycling Club says, Coach, I mostly stick to lean protein, dark green veggie diet, low to no sugar, low to no simple carbs. Unless I'm on a long ride, like 2+ hours for energy, I've lost so much weight, it's unreal. It's easy. Bro, when I go on a 10 to 15 mile hike, I'll carb it up. Let me tell you something. If you're going to go on a strenuous hike, especially if it's hot and there are rolling hills, and you do at least 8 to 10 miles, right? You got to eat carbs. And you can even eat some bread and some other things at that point. I wouldn't eat any sugar. I wouldn't eat any sweets and stuff, right? But before I go on a major hike, like if I'm just doing a local walk or something, I don't do this. But if I go on a major hike, this is what I do. Number one, I buy a can of whipped cream. There's a lot of fat and protein in there, right? And it's funny because my activity partner sees me, in the car on the way to the hiking trail after we leave Safeway, the supermarket, and I'm squirting whipped cream. She's like, that's weird. It's energy. It's energy. Whipped cream is a great source of fat and protein, right? So where do you get your carbs from? I like to buy a nice, fresh, Dutch Crunch loaf of bread from Safeway. Now, that's actually considered a simple carb. But in that situation, you're going hiking on a strenuous hike and you're going to burn it off. If you are going to burn off weight on a strenuous hike or strenuous physical activity, you can have some simple carbs because that's going to give you some energy, right? And your energy will not crash unless you sit around and do nothing. If you actually do something with that energy, like you eat that bread right before you start the hike, that's going to give you fuel. And then you're going to start burning that off. And then every hour or so you stop and have a little picnic and you give yourself a little more, right? But simple carbs are the better way to go. Yes. Simple carbs are the better way to go. But it is okay, especially once you reach your normal weight level like myself, you can have a few simple carbs as long as you're going to work out shortly afterwards. If not, you're going to crash and you're going to eat again. You're going to overeat. Specialized Cycling Club, Dutch Crunch. Oh, I love Dutch Crunch, bro. But I won't eat Dutch Crunch unless I'm doing a strenuous hike or doing some strenuous physical activity afterwards. I would probably eat a little bit of Dutch Crunch before having some bedroom fun. Let's put it that way, right? This is the reason why people don't lose weight. There are two reasons. I'm going to wrap up by saying this. I'm going to get out of here. We're at 1 hour and 38 minutes, looks like. At least I think we're there. I know I had to shut this show off for a little bit. It's probably a little bit less than that. That's probably like an hour 32. The timer is off on the back end of YouTube because I had to pause the stream to fix the Facebook side earlier. There are two reasons why people don't lose weight. If you can overcome these two reasons, you'll reach your goal or your goals. The number one can you folks in the chat tell me, what do you think is the number one reason why people don't lose weight? What is the number one reason why people don't lose weight? I'm checking over Facebook or over at Facebook, and there's one person on, no comments. Feel free to comment if you'd like. We're going to be going off the air very soon. That's nice. The live streaming server stabilized. That's great. What's the number one reason why people don't lose weight? You all know what it is. We've all been there. We've all experienced this before, right? What's the number one reason why people don't lose weight? Come on, Queen, Specialized, SIF, USMO, whoever else is around. What's the number one reason why people don't lose weight? You going to tell me, folks, or am I just going to tell you? Might as well just tell you. The number one reason why people don't lose weight is because they're lazy. Laziness. Procrastination. Laziness. Specialized Cycling Club. A normal man may burn 500 calories an hour during bedroom fun. Coach easily burns 2,000 calories plus. Absolute jackhammer. Well, listen, dude. That's not the purpose of the show, but the truth is the truth, bro. Absolute jackhammer. I need to get a jackhammer sound bite. Asystole Cycling. Specialized Cycling Club. But we're just going to give you a big round of applause for that, man. A big round of applause. So the number one reason why people don't lose weight is because they're lazy. And what's the number two reason? What's the other main reason? The other reason has nothing to do with laziness. There are people that are not lazy. There are people that are not lazy. And they try to lose weight, but they fail. Why? What's the number two reason? Because they don't know how to lose weight. They don't understand the concept of calories in and calories out. It all boils down to calories in, energy out, energy in, energy out. It all boils down to calories in, calories out, any way you look at it. You have to create a caloric deficit every day to lose weight. If you don't, you're never going to lose weight. If you eat more than your body burns every day, then you're going to keep gaining weight, right? Every 3,500 calories above what your body burns every day, if you eat 3,500 calories above what your body burns every day, you're going to gain a pound. You got to go the other way to lose weight, but it's harder to go the other way because you have to eat less. And you have to do it in a way where you balance the right caloric deficit to the point of where it doesn't drain all your energy or you don't starve yourself. That's how I've done it in the past many times. Give me a second, please. Hang on. All right. I had to respond to something very quickly. So like I said, the number 2 reason is not involving laziness. It involves people that have tried to lose weight but don't know what it takes to lose weight. I explained that during the second part of the show. Go back, check out the replay if you want to learn. Or you can reach out to me and I'll work with you personally. Now, besides that, there are people out there that have special circumstances. They have health issues such as thyroid issues that no matter what you do, you can't lose weight, even if you create a caloric deficit every day. If you're in that situation, you need to go see your doctor and you need to get the right medication, and you may have to have some surgery. That's very rare. Most people do not have a thyroid issue, but there are some that do. I've come across people in my life that I've tried to help that have a thyroid issue. If that's your issue, I unfortunately cannot help you. I'm not a doctor. You have to go see your doctor. Specialized Cycling Club says, brother, I'm watching you on my 70-inch Samsung Smart TV 4K. The UCam and i9 is looking great. When will you switch to 4K? Like I was saying in the past, you must have missed that. I have the Sony A6400, which can do 4K at 30 frames per second, and so can my Elgato Cam Link. I can stream at 4K 30 right now. But it won't do 4K 60. Unless you get cameras that are in the thousands of dollars and tens of thousands of dollars, none of them do 4K 60. Now the smartphones do 4K 60. I could probably do it there through that, but it's just not worth it, dude. 1080p at 60, it's very, very smooth, and there isn't going to be that much of a difference. And who knows? Who knows what happens down the road? I mean, down the road, they might come out with a cam link that does 4K 60, and they might come out with $1,000, digital camera with video that does 4K 60, and I may switch at that point. But bro, I mean, the 1080p at 60 frames per second, you got to say this is the best quality you've probably seen in quite some time. Without me trying to show off, I mean, looks pretty good, huh? Pretty clear? And for the most part, it does a good job of my skin tone. Sometimes the auto exposure will make me look a little more pale at times, like that troll said earlier. But that's just, you're dealing with auto exposure, autofocus. Like I said in the past, this. Look at the autofocus on this, bro. When I put this up here, it focuses on the phone. Look how clear that is. Now look at my face. When I move back, I'm back in focus. Quick, right? This is how good this autofocus is. Look at that. Look at those 3 cameras on the back of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And you see my face right there, dude? And the mic? Look at how quickly it focuses, bro. Good stuff. I have a laptop cooler coming for the i9 on Saturday. I'm going to see if I can lower my temperatures a little bit more so I can get a little more horsepower out of this i9, because it turbos up to 5.3. I think was it 5.3 gigahertz, and right now I'm only able to pull like 4.3 on 16 threads, 8 cores, 16 threads, which is still pretty fast. But if I can pull a little bit more out of it, I'll be able to process 4K videos lightning fast. So that's that. All right, folks. I think we are like around an hour and 41, almost an hour and 42 minutes here. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I really, really hope that the people that I talked about on this stream, and I talked about you as an example, and I'm not joking. You can joke and say, hey, for example purposes, right? That's what you folks do, right? I'm being serious here. 2 of you have serious weight issues, 1 extremely serious. And then, ma'am, I know that you've been working on your weight a little bit. You've come out and admitted that you've gained a little bit of weight. Not a big deal. For you, it's more about vanity pounds, okay? I don't think you're at an unhealthy weight level. But if you want to get back to your rock solid shape, the same advice that I gave to these guys is going to get you into the shape you want to get into. Looks damn good, brother. I just got my Samsung S21 Ultra 8K cam and 100x zoom. That's not an optical zoom, it's digital zoom. There's no way a smartphone is going to do 100x optical, but it's probably digital. You probably have like 5 or 10x optical, which is good. The iPhone 12 Pro Max, I believe, what does it do? It does 2.5x optical. And before, it didn't have any optical. But I'm not quite sure what my optical zoom is on the A6400. I think it's like 32x or something like that, optical, which is pretty good. What I'm going to do, asystole specialized, like I mentioned on the stream recently, I'm going to convert my blog on my website from a video blog to a picture blog. And I'm going to start taking some great pictures with the Sony A6400 when I go hiking and when I'm out and about, and just do kind of like an old school blog. I may embed some videos on there, but I really want to take advantage of this equipment that I have and show you guys some amazing footage from my daily chronicles of life. So 100x zoom is at reduced res cam settings. Yeah, it's digital zoom, bro. There's no way any smartphone is going to have 100x optically within the phone. But that's a good phone, bro. That's an awesome phone. Yeah, 8K, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. I don't think the naked eye can see far beyond 4K, but hey, we're going to go with 8K, and next thing you know, there'll be 10K and 16K, and probably one day we'll have 100K resolution, and you're not going to be able to tell the difference, right? Anyway, thank you to everyone for watching. I hope you folks take this seriously. Life is very precious. Folks, stress will kill you. I really hope to the people that I discussed that you can make some changes in your lives. Remove all the drama and cut out all the stress. It's unnecessary. And stop doing stupid things to try to get, traction and all eyes on you. There's no need for anyone out here on YouTube, especially, to sue people or get restraining orders on people or call CPS on people or do any of that. I will say this once again before I go, like I mentioned earlier on in the show. I regret a lot of the things that I did in the past, even though they were legitimate and I had the right to do them. What I should have done is just ignore and turn the cheek and walk away. No matter what, even if these people, showed up at my, my mother's place, my brother's place, or wherever, right? even if they spit on my father's grave, no matter what, even if they showed up at the park, I should have just ignored the whole thing. It's not worth the energy required to legally battle these things. Why do you think the police turn the cheek when it comes to this stuff? They say it's a YouTube beef, and that's what it is, right? That's what it is. I've learned that. I know the news reporting guy has always known that. And sir, news reporting guy, I think you can understand that I've learned that, and I have backed off. And I agree with a lot of the things that you've said. I don't agree with everything you've done, but I understand a lot more clearly what you've done. I'm not looking to work with you again or be friends or anything. All I'm saying is that, hey, I understand why you've done what you've done. Oh, and I was going to say this. The reason why you guys did all those things, like I mentioned earlier, is because you guys were getting paid to do all that by your supposed sponsor, Texas Caregiver. And you can't even say that anymore. You can't even say his business anymore. All right, folks. Oh, one more thing. Specialized Cycling Club. That Core i9 is a powerhouse processor. I'm still running my i7 9700. Yeah, it's a 10th generation. It's the 10885H. i9 10885H with 64 gigs of DDR4, 2933 megahertz RAM, 2 terabyte NVMe M.2 solid state hard drive, NVIDIA 4 gig 1650 Ti graphics card, a 4K 3820 by 2400 edge to edge 16 by 10 panel that has touchscreen, but I've disabled the touchscreen because I don't really use it. Now, if I were to take this thing on a vacation or something, I probably would turn on the touchscreen. But I still have a mouse. This is one of the best mice you can get. This is the Logitech MX2 Anywhere, the mini mice, the mini mouse. I mean, this thing works amazing. It's like a $60 mouse, but it's very precise and it's rechargeable. You charge it overnight on a USB port once every couple months, and it lasts you for a couple of months with severe usage. It's an awesome mouse. I will never run AMD Intel all the way. I agree. I love Intel. All right, folks. With that being said, have yourselves a great one. I'll see you all next time, more than likely tomorrow. Take care. Bye.